Alrighty, boys. It's a new year, new you, and Valentine's Day all wrapped up into one. Make sure that you are primed going into these lovely seasons, the love season, with your nut care. I've got the wood. Danny's got the jocks with the comfy nuts. Carts, you've got bear nuts. You've got bear butts, I believe, on the way. It's primed. I love it. They are beautiful and awesome supporters of us. 10% off when you go to their website with the code Any Given Sunday, as all of our sponsors are. They are recently, I believe, voted the number one nut care, well, the number one pubic hair removal cream, bear nuts. So make sure you get around them. Nut care is revolutionising men's grooming. So 10% off with the code Any Given Sunday. Oh, I didn't push this.
Brown 45! Brown 45!
I think by now we'll be able to get the intro tunes rolling. I guess because we're not in the studio anymore.
To Any Given Sunday, Australia.
Down to the left.
Up and to the right, as I did with most of the things. Yes, hello and welcome to the Any Given Sunday Australia podcast, the number one podcast in 2 studios, 3 households, NFL Australia head office, Gridiron Australia head office, on the Sydney Harbour in a boat, and anywhere that you'll be watching this weekend's Super Bowl. It is Super Bowl weekend. We are stoked. So happy to be here. It's come around relatively quick, but taken a long time at the same time. Joining us, as always, in a very, very sweaty basement, as you can tell on the screen.
It's warm down here.
The ever reliable TC24 at Tim Cardy, AGSAU, mate. You're spritzing.
I'm leaking. It's hot. Got the sun beating straight on the window. And I've just been doing a bit of rushing around, getting some stuff organised for the kids. So, yeah, I'm running a little bit hot.
Yeah, no, that's all right. You run your best when you're spritzing, though, so I love it.
Oh.
Joining us, as always, is our junior boys turned senior boy, going into Super Bowl number 2 for him at Danny Webb, AGSAU. How are you, mate?
Oh, mate, I am doing well. Boy, have I done some research for this episode, which I was not planning on doing, but I'm feeling good. It's time we win some money, baby.
I think we're just literally just going to give the reins over to you at some point. So
this will be Danny's episode.
I'm looking forward to it.
Soon enough. Thanks to those joining us live. You can get around if you have any bets. Make sure you let Carts know, who's always keeping across that. We do have some news to get across first, and it's, as always, brought to us by our good friends at C2C Rare Threads. As you can see, you can get 10% off by just signing up on email, but you also get 10% off by using our code Any Given Sunday. These guys are grouse, have all the best gear. I believe they've just got a massive influx of gear too, so make sure you check these guys out. It changes every week, but the entire episode is brought to you by these guys. So we're making money thanks to these guys. We're going through the MVP awards to start with because they've all just been named, boys. I don't know how far across it you all are, but we're going to go through the main ones. We'll start at the bottom. Comeback Player of the Year. Joe Flacco was the winner, which, Danny boy, I know you had a couple of comments because I think a lot of people were a bit, DeMar Hamlin died and came back, and is that enough to get it? Obviously not. Joe Flacco just beating out DeMar Hamlin and Baker Mayfield, which I think is actually a nice little spot there. But what are your thoughts, Danny boy?
Yeah, so Joe Flacco took a Browns team that was like going absolutely nowhere, took the reins off to Deshaun Watson and then took him to the playoffs. And that's why, I'm not going to spoil it, but that's why they got the Coach of the Year and the Comeback Player of the Year. They got the double-double. They got the double-double on that. DeMar Hamlin, obviously amazing what he did, and it was so good to see him back on the field this year, but I don't really think he had enough playing time to really warrant this award. Whereas at least Flacco, he came in, he was on the couch, man. He wasn't on a practice squad. He wasn't doing anything. He came literally off the couch being like, yep, cool, I'm good to go. And then took a team to the playoffs. That deserves the award. DeMar Hamlin, massive props for you as a human being to be back on the field within season 1, but I think you'll see his improvement this next season.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, they did win Coach of the Year as well. Kevin Stefanski just getting the job done over D'Amico Ryans. Joe Flacco did come from a Jets team, which a lot of people have said is as good as being dead. So that's pretty much the same thing. Guts, do you think D'Amico Ryans was a bit stiff? Or?
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm a bit more, not upset. Upset's too strong a word, but more surprised about the coaches, the Coach of the Year. But talking about the comeback player, it's like the wording of it. It kind of needs to separate the guys coming back from injury or death, and the guys that are coming back maybe from a bit of time off, or like were back up for a little while, like Gino. Kind of last year, Gino's situation, that sort of thing. Guys that aren't
resurrecting a career instead of.
It's almost like you need the comeback is kind of more you're coming back from some sort of injury. I don't know, maybe adversity, something's happened. And then comeback is more of like the guys. Oh, sorry, the most improved. Sorry, but then I don't know. Improved has its own sort of like negative, like kind of or stigma attached to it. So it's hard. I think they need to just figure out the wording of it better, or maybe like. Try and separate the injured guys from the guys like your Flaccos and your Genos that are kind of just elevated their own game or come back from the couch kind of thing. So I think that's where it sits with me.
And we've all kind of just brushed over Baker Mayfield being up there in the top 3. Like, you're deservingly so. But mind you, probably he should have been playing at that level for a long time, being a number 1 draft pick after all.
Yeah. The interesting stat with that one, Damar Hamlin, because it's first, second, and third. They give 1, 2, 3, and it's votes. I think it's 5, 3, 1 or something for those. Damar actually got the most first place votes, but Flacco got more votes overall. So interesting one there. The Houston Texans have done what the Jets did last year and went defensive rookie and offensive rookie of the year with Will Anderson Jr. on the defensive side and CJ Stroud, which just shows that they are up and to the left, as we all think. We won't need to talk about that one. I think that's pretty well self-explanatory. Defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett. A lot of people think TJ Watt, who had better stats in pretty much across the board, but Myles Garrett taking away the award. Danny, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was big time on the TJ Watt bandwagon for that one. I feel like he just he did a lot more. Like, there was talks of him comparing to his brother and stuff like that, which is like massive compliment out there. So yeah, I just found that one a bit tough. That was a tough pill to swallow.
Carts, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I had TJ as kind of the runaway leader. He obviously was the sack leader, and Danny said he was ahead in a lot of other stats and stuff. But Myles Garrett, obviously awesome and amazing player. But I just had TJ in front for that one.
There was them two well out in front, 165 and 140 points, and then Micah Parsons on 89. So it was 1 and 2, but yeah, he did just get the nod in the end. Offensive player, I don't think we need to talk about this one very much. Christian McCaffrey was run away. He had nearly 100 points more than anyone else. So that one's pretty obvious. The MVP, Lamar Jackson, 493 points. Dak Prescott second with 152.
Wow.
That's as runaway as you're going to get. There was only one person that didn't vote him first place, and it went to Josh Allen. The other 50 people voted him for the first.
That is crazy. I didn't know that's how much of a landslide it was. Like, we were talking pretty early on that it was going to be like, as soon as Philly started to fall off the cliff, let's be real, like, because Hurts was the favorite for a long time, just purely on the fact that they were winning, not because he was playing well. Was the favorite. As soon as they started falling off the cliff, it was the Lamar show from then on out. So it was pretty clear that he was going to get on. I don't know what he would have closed at. It's probably like $1.05 favorite to close the votings. But I did not expect him to win by that much, but it was huge for him. Couldn't get the job done in the playoffs, so good job.
MVP means nothing really when you're sitting on the couch.
And without a ring.
It's based off obviously just regular season games. So he's a regular season MVP. So.
Yeah. But no, well done. Congratulations to all the winners.
Before you move, D'Amico was absolutely robbed as coach of the year. Surely we all think that.
But also, and I don't want to. I know what you're going to say. I've got my Green Bay hat on. That I'm a Green Bay through and through. But it's gone through the votes with
Have
a.
You shaved your head?
Not yet. No, it's coming. It will come.
I think you should.
It looks like it. Is Matt LaFleur? He did not even get a vote.
Good.
Is he at any not even one? I feel like with a rookie QB, the youngest offense in the league, and to make and win a playoff game, surely he deserved a vote.
I will give you a little bit of chocolates here. And he has kind of, since the Aaron Rodgers era, they have kind of changed the team. It's a whole different team. So yeah, what he's doing, and like you said, with the crop of young guys, he should have got a bit more recognition. So not to even get a single vote, a little bit rough, I think. But that's as much as I'm willing to give you.
Yeah, I do agree with you. D'Amico Ryans.
Absolutely robbed.
But yeah, he was the cream of the crop. Kevin Stefanski did amazing things with a shit team.
It
But
would have been a great second place.
exactly. It would have been a worthy second
I think
place.
I think it's just the storyline behind the Browns and losing Sean Watson coming back, losing him again, having a QB come off the couch, all that sort of stuff. It creates obviously if you don't have a solid coaching foundation, you're not going to win games. You're not going to get to the playoffs. I think that's where the voting came from.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, let's get on to what we are all actually here for. Carts, we'll let you get it started. We have some bets. We're going to win some money as the fam. What are your thoughts? What are your bets going forward into this week?
So we'll just roll through sort of our same game multis, and then we'll have a look at the novelties after that. So I've just gone a nice, simple 4-legger. I've just kept it simple. There's a good little bit of value here. So I've gone anytime touchdown for CMC. Obviously, you chuck him in there. It's nice to just get a green tick. You're probably going to get one early. I've gone the 49ers defense for an anytime. That's giving me a little bit of value there, but I think the boys are just gonna. There's gonna be a little. I could just see like a strip fumble or something. They're just gonna pounce on it. 6 points, and I've gone just both Mahomes and Purdy for 200 yards each, 200 yards plus each, and that has run me up to $19.25 value. So just for those 4 legs, getting nearly close to $20 worth of value there. So
that is juice. That is real juice.
A little bit juicy.
My one, I went a little bit. I didn't do a multi, but I found 2 individuals that are quite juicy. That I think the way that the game's going to be run, I think they are very much a good chance. It's going to be a tight battle, and I know we haven't seen it for umpteen amount of years. But will the game go into overtime? I've got it for a yes at $9.50. I think it's going to be that tight. And as soon as I saw it was $1.05 to $9.50. I was like, I'm taking that $9.50 every day of the week. I think it'll be a tight battle between the running game because both teams have had teams run up on them. In the 2 games leading up to the Super Bowl, both teams had plenty of rush yards on them. My Packers and Detroit on San Fran, and the Bills ran up heaps, and the Ravens were yards per rush were up there, but they just didn't rush. So I think it's going to be a huge rushing game. So I've gone with either running back to win MVP, and even that's at $5. So I think those 2 nice little juicy ones for the fam. Danny, you've got a massive sit back and relax, and you've gone deep. So what have you got for us, mate?
Strap in.
You can tell I had this weekend off work because, I don't deep. I've just got a little 5-legger same game multi, but I'll go into the reasons why for each one afterwards. I've got Mahomes over 25.5 rushing yards. McCaffrey over 89.5 rushing yards. Kittle over 50+ receiving yards. Deebo Samuel over 4.5 receptions. And our man Kelsey over 6.5 receptions. That is also paying $19, which for the reasons I'm about to run through, seems ridiculously too high. So I'm on the Carts bandwagon with a nice little juicy one here. So for Mahomes, he has rushed for 29+ yards in each of his 3 Super Bowl appearances. So to me, that's already a green tick. He loves to scramble, and he'll definitely be using his feet, to extend plays, especially against his 49ers pass rush. Because I think that 49ers defense is going to be elevated, forcing Mahomes to have to scramble and run. McCaffrey, well, I feel like that. We all know that he's going to hit probably over 90+ anyway. He's hit 90+ in his past 8 out of 10 games. And if the 49ers are going to win, like I've tipped them to, he should smash this. And also helps you, TMac, for the MVP. He needs to get over that 90+ mark anyway. Kittle, he's been the number 1 target against any blitz this year. Chiefs blitz on 33% of the plays. Kittle has played so well against blitz-heavy teams this year. So the Bucs and the Vikings are 2 of those teams. The Vikings, he had 5 receptions for 78 yards, and the Bucs, he had 8 receptions for 89 yards. So either way, absolutely smashing that 50-yard mark that I had him at. Deebo. So Deebo was targeted 27% on all of his routes during the playoffs so far this year. He's had 6 receptions in the championship game and 5 in the previous matchup. So just to have him at 4.5, it's almost safe at this point because, our boy Brock's going to be looking for him almost every single time that he's running. And then Kelsey. How can we go past Kelsey? So he's just at 6.5 is what the line's at. So I've got him over. Vintage Kelsey has been back this postseason. He's had 23 receptions so far in the 3 playoff games, 11 last week. And then if we just look back at these previous 3 Super Bowl games, he's had 22 catches in those 3 games. Niners as well, they give up more targets than most against tight ends. So 8 targets per tight ends with an average of 5.5 receptions. So Kelsey and Mahomes just having that connection should definitely get above that 6.5.
I can't say losing. That's
just free money.
Absolute free money. Well done, mate. I love how in depth that was. That was beautiful. Karts, you've got some of our interesting, more novelty.
That was just, again, props Danny Boy. That was incredible. I'm also going to put that bet on immediately as soon as I get off here. So some of the more novelty markets you can look at, and I'm just having a look at the points bet ones. Everyone will sort of have similar sort of stuff, but they've actually got a nice big section of just Taylor Swift props. So you can bet on this. It's amazing. You can bet on things like, will Trav propose after the game? Is Andy Reid going to mention Tay-Tay in his winning speech at the end? Will Taylor be shown at halftime during the halftime show? Will Usher perform a Taylor Swift song?
No way.
So actually some good ones. Like a lot of them are pretty clear cut. Like, no, like will Trav propose to Tay is like paying $10 yes, $1 no. So like you can kind of load up on those if you got a spare meal lying around or something like that. Just chuck that on, a little bit of value there for that. And then we roll into the national anthem. That's a fun one. It's like length of the anthem. The over under is 90.5 seconds. I probably should have gone deep like Danny and gone back, say maybe the previous 5 Super Bowls and looked at the over unders and seen what they actually hit there. But $1.87 obviously on the line there, over unders. And then you just got her first coach to be shown, first QB, and which player is shown first. And that's just a Kelsey McCaffrey head to head there. And then finally, we've got the halftime show props. So Usher, just last song performed, special guest performer. We got Lil Jon, favorite at $1.02, Ludacris, Will.i.am, and Post Malone. The top 4 options there. What have we got? What's our Madonna is a sneaky $23. Miley Cyrus 21. So be some interesting collaborating. Tay-Tay's paying $6 to jump out there. So I don't know. I can't see a mid international, is it Errors on her Errors tour? I don't know if she's going to jump in halftime. I think she's just going to be enjoying the game. So I wouldn't be putting any money there. And then is Usher going to debut a new song and number of songs performed in the halftime? So just some of the novelty markets there. Obviously then there's your standard, like your Gatorades and all those sorts of things. And like, first person to get mentioned in the winning speech and things like that. So there's a few fun ones getting around. You can find a little bit of value in the novelty markets.
You're on the points, but I've got Sports Bet up here. What do they have for the Gatorade? It'd be interesting to see what the markets are differing.
So they don't actually have one that I can see. Stand by.
I'll go through mine then while you're looking. So Sportsbet got orange as the favourite at $3, red, pink $3.50, yellow, green $4, and then
which I reckon orange was the favourite last year. Yeah, PointsBet don't have the Gatorade market, which is a shame. So jump on Sportsbet there for that one.
Yeah, purple at $5, blue at $6, and then clear or water at $8.50. I feel like that's a bit of a smelly one at the back end, but
you want some colour.
Yeah,
it's got to be purple, doesn't it? Like let me put my conspirator hat on for a second.
I'm feeling blue.
Because you were saying the Super Bowl logo, it had to be a red and a purple team. That's why you picked the Ravens and the 49ers. But both teams are red, but red and purple.
Gatorade.
You got to feel like, and with throwback to our mate Greg, the water boy at the Chiefs. You got to think, what an easy market to rig.
Yeah,
he knows what's in the tubs. Just make them all blue. If the Chiefs are winning,
yeah, a direct line to Greg.
I do.
Ooh.
That's just for me, though.
Always got boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground, yeah.
Nice.
I've also got another one that I've jumped on, not so novelty, but just based on our previous episode, we said we hoped and we thought it was going to be a score fest. But in saying that, both teams have elite defense. But I still think they're probably going to get close enough that they can kick field goals. So mine is actually paying, this is just a single standalone bet on Sportsbet. It's like one of those match special items or whatever it's called. It's paying $17 for each team to score 1 touchdown and 1 field goal and a half. So really, like that's only 10 points per team each half.
What's that paying?
$17.
Oh,
Yeah, good defenses they're gonna stop them from getting in, but they're also good enough offenses they're gonna get in.
Exactly.
I love where your head's at.
Exactly. So I can't I feel like it's gonna be a tight game, but like if the game ends 20-20 and goes to overtime, we're all winners.
Yeah. I love it.
I feel like and just off the back of what you said, like just a number of field goals kicked would be a good little one. Over under on field goals, maybe.
Why don't we actually, as well, just to recap, what our thoughts are? We still just to recap because those who obviously listened to our early episode will know
they've got purple and orange as the joint favourites. Sorry, on the Gatorade.
At what price? It was $3.
Yeah, $3. Yeah.
Handicap betting. The line's still 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
What are the overs? Over 47.
47.5. Yeah.
So that's what 24 points each. Quite achievable. Boys, we've won some money. I love it. That's great. Carts, are you still going Chiefs, Mahomes, MVP?
Yep. I can't change. I got to stay.
And Danny, Brock, 49ers.
Yeah, I just feel like, give us Brock. McCaffrey might actually take it away from him, which will help you. So I don't know. I'll be happy either way. I think if the 49ers are going to do their thing and the defense actually get their head in the game, it'll be great. But did you guys see that it's funny for us, but hopefully it's funny for everyone else, that the 49ers are in their hotel and someone set off a smoke alarm, like a false alarm. They all had to evacuate the building at 5 a.m. Oh man,
no.
those Chief fans are playing games.
Yeah, they're burying flags underneath the stadium.
They're way away from the strip, aren't they? They're like...
They both are, yeah. They're on the other side of this lake. I've never...
Way out of town, which is smart.
Yeah, but they've got like Disneyland resort kind of stuff.
Yeah, they'd have the whole thing.
Incredible. Surely. Yeah, it's hard to make the NFL Super Bowl.
All it takes is one bellhop that supports the Chiefs and the 49ers. You fucked. You're getting woken up every day.
One chef that's just undercooking the chicken. Interesting. I love it, boys. I'm still on I think it's going to be a running back heavy game. So whichever team wins, the running backs winning the MVP. That's what I'm going with. But I do think
both teams. I said
no, but I do. I'm going to say Chiefs Pacheco, but just for betting purposes, get on the running backs. I think. So, enjoy the day, boys. I hope you do. I know Danny Boy's going to struggle to watch it live, but I'm heading up to Sydney.
What are you doing for the day, Mako?
Heading up to Sydney, taking some of the old crew from the Any Given Sunday Australia podcast. And we're going on a boat with the NFL Australia. Shout out to NFL Australia. Sweet hat you're wearing there, Danny Boy.
Yeah, thank you, NFL Australia, for hooking us up. Me and Carts both. Little I guess Super Bowl present.
Yeah.
So happy Super Bowl. Yeah, but you're going to have an amazing time going up there and floating on a boat in the Sydney Harbour, watching the game, rubbing shoulders. It's going to be a great time. Shattered can't be there, but,
Boozing and schmoozing.
As long as I make it off the boat, that's the main thing.
Fingers crossed.
Under your own power.
Yes. Yeah, not swimming. I spoke to Wade, our CEO of Gridiron Australia. He's up in Sydney. He said, I'm not going to leave. But he also said, don't go swimming. There's lots of bull sharks in there at the moment. So I'm
Good
not
advice.
jumping off the
Good.
end.
No jumping off. No backflips off the top.
No. It'll straight into a mouth and you'll never see me come back. Enjoy the day, boys. Love your work. And we'll see you on the other side of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Have a brilliant one, everybody. Hope your team gets the chockies.
Let's make some money.
Let's go out on that. See you, Webb.